girl away from the ocean.
That's where shrimps live.
That's where shrimps live. Oh man, dude. Already. That's what I like. That's what I'm hoping for, that you get caught up with that. And I just started binging Parks and Rec.
Adele watched that show. She's watched all of it, and she told me I need to watch it.
Yeah, it's one of those. So what's a couple of shows that's been out for a long time that took you a while to just come back? And since we're here live on episode 100, talking through the media, let's make that the first topic. And back with Sean. Finally, we've been talking. Me and Sean, we've been talking about getting back on this. Every time me and Sean are like, "What's up, man? Want to do something? Yeah, let's do it." And then we go straight to PUBG.
That's right. That's the problem. That's the thing, is Chris stays steady with this, guys, and I was good about that like years ago, but now, I mean, and me and Chris usually talk a couple times a day, but at night we just get, at least me, he's good because he edits and he's always doing this crap. But me, I'm like, let's get some chicken.
No, it's not really that. It's the fact that when I have time to actually do it, because I've put a schedule together to commit to it, but the schedule that I'm able to stick to conflicts with your work schedule and my work schedule, and the fact that I got the kids with me half the week and whatnot. It's just one of those things. So I was like, every time there's been 1 or 2 days where we could have just like forced ourselves to record this shit together.
Xbox Live.
We're like, Xbox. PUBG. But hey, we got some chicken though.
And you know, the truth is, a lot of the T3 media's conversations end up having unrecorded on Xbox Live. That's just the way
man, a lot of good stuff that we probably should have been recording and whatnot. And that's been what I've been trying to steer the channel back into, what we started it off as, because me and you would just be like a top 5 of this or top 10 of that, or just a discussion as this, and then it would turn into 1 hour, 2 hour long talks that in the beginning, in the first year, we just 2 hour
video.
Nobody would watch it because I didn't know how to market it. I'm telling you, if I knew everything about the channel, what they say that even if you start off with a successful channel that has like 1 million subscribers from day one, 5 years, the way the channel will be 5 years from that point is vastly different from the way it started. So it doesn't matter how we started, because 5 years from now it'll be a whole probably different thing. Maybe we'll have a warehouse.
That will be epic. I'll tell you this, guys. We would be doing sketches.
In this whole box of costumes that I have. Just
you boys would be seeing me acting a fool.
That's one of these days. Yeah, I want to do sketches. I want to do all that stuff. But
we would have trouble finding people who would endorse us officially, because I have a feeling between me and Chris, we'd have some very explicit.
We'd have some sketchy sketches.
Sketchy. There you go. Sketchy sketches.
Sketchy sketches by Chris and Sean. Sketchy sketches. Patent pending.
Right. The sketchy show.
You gotta make. I'm gonna send you one of these right here, because I got an extra one. And I just see it's just, for guys, I don't know if you've noticed, it's just some tape. I just printed this out.
That's high tech.
And just put that on there. And it's little stuff like that. I finally figured out where I should be positioning these lights that I have in here. All these little stuff.
He has a whole kit.
Mm-hmm.
And I have this fancy bed sheet that's been used for years.
Tell me, where'd you get all that stuff? I mean, over the years, it was like just the wall and that picture. And little by little, you've been adding to it.
That's
Your
true.
background has been good.
Some of the music fans may notice I've got a lot of Pantera stuff in my background. And guys, this stuff is vintage, and I had it framed. It's original from touring too.
Vintage.
Yeah, I'm telling you, like this poster here next to me right here is probably, I don't know, from like 95, 94.
That's your gaming station too, huh?
It is. Yeah. Check it out, guys. Look. A throwback from way back. Look at that RoboCop on NES. I'm gonna
That
hold.
was the NES one when he couldn't jump. Remember RoboCop 3 when they incorporated
you could just duck.
The slow bullets were pew pew, you just duck.
Yeah, you could literally see the bullets coming.
And then on RoboCop 3, that's when they incorporated jumping. Didn't they do a RoboCop versus Terminator video game?
Yeah, they did. It was on. I had it on. Matter of fact, I may have it around here. RoboCop versus Terminator on Sega Genesis.
You know what I was thinking about doing? I was gonna move this thing behind me. I've been meaning to move this backdrop with my pop toys and stuff. But you know what? It's just my luck. I would probably unplug something by accident while we're recording, so I'm not gonna do it.
The audio is nice and spicy right now. It's very clear.
It's crisp.
So tomorrow, guys.
Oh yeah. Tell them about tomorrow, Sean.
Tell them about tomorrow, boys. Tomorrow I think we're gonna be downtown. We're gonna be doing
gonna be in the loop.
The little press thing for Ma.
Oh yeah, we got VIP passes for an advanced screening. We got the invite to go and host Ma. I'm gonna do another. Post of the for the ticket. So if you're in the Houston area, you can come out, come sit down and talk to us. A couple of people that want to be on the show that's actually going to be there tomorrow. I got I got a message from an actress, like a local actress out here in Houston. I forgot her name. I gotta pull it up, but she's coming. She emailed me directly on Facebook and was like, "I want to be one of the guests on talking to the media on." So I said maybe I'll set you up on maybe episode 102 or 103 or whatever. But I said she's like, "What?" Somebody else was like, "What about this week?" I was like, "No, episode 100 is Sean. I don't give a damn what Sean's doing. We're gonna do episode 100." There was no way in the world I was gonna. It would have had to have been some kind of high class actor or somebody in the game, or
I wouldn't even take it personally.
I still would have made it episode 101 because I still would have recorded episode 100 with you and just would have rearranged it, so it doesn't matter. But luckily, this is legit. It fell in line. This is the week. Tuesday and Wednesday is usually when I try to record the thing, and then throughout the rest of the week, that's when you'll see those little segments. I piece out from, and that's how and that's what actually has been making the channels grow. We have a few followers, subscribers who will watch us talk throughout. I don't know however long we talk because they're genuinely entertaining guys. And for the few guys that are out there, Princess Star is one of these. The stuff that comes off the top of my head that's always ready to comment on a video. Genuinely has said, "I enjoy you guys talking." And I appreciate you. So all you guys who comment and actually talk with us and like Sean says, put it in the box, I appreciate you guys. And all you other guys who are like, I like the channel, but in small doses and waits for me to chop them up. Yeah. I appreciate you guys too, but I understand.
That's how you know it's not me in the video. Because if for those of you who may or may not have been following us, Chris has been pretty consistent. And me a lot more back in the day, but now I don't even know how many years it's been, Chris.
About 3.5 now.
3.5, almost 4 years. In the beginning, we were doing a lot of top 10s, and I would still do those top 10 videos.
Sure, we might be able to. We can wing one right now later on. We'll think of something.
But Chris is good about coming up with topics. I'm kind of like one of those guys, like, yeah, Joe, what do you think? I'll sling it off to the next guy. But if you get a topic, I'm rabid about, I'll start having diarrhea of the mouth.
Yeah, those topics like
RoboCop.
What is it? Marry, murder, or what's the third one?
Which one?
That's that game that people play. Sleep with, marry, or murder. Which
you gotta marry, fuck, or kill.
Yeah, marry, fuck, kill. Yeah, we're like okay. All right, which actress is like stuff like that? But no, we would always do like some cool lists, best Christopher Nolan moments, or best director for the MCU moving forward, or something like that. It's something we would always
we haven't done. That one we got to do.
Yeah, we got the Nolan one.
10 Marvel movies that we want to see.
The 10 Marvel movies that we want to see, the 10 DC movies that the top 5 non-Marvel, non-DC comic book movies that I want to see.
Hell, the top 10 movies I want to see. It doesn't even have to be boxed into one category.
Yeah, exactly. So we got to come back. We got to come back to the what is it? What's that segment called? The rundown. Yeah,
the rundown. Yeah,
we're gonna do some. Let's do some more rundowns in the future. But now we're up to what 2,332. There's something that you missed out on. So a couple of episodes ago, I did one of the episodes. I think it was like episode 98 or 97. I did with Jason Bell that we're gonna see tomorrow at the screening. I brought up this other YouTuber. Her name is Mecha Random 42. This girl, do me a favor. If you got I don't know, you got your phone, or can you pull up another window? Go open up YouTube and type in Mecha MECHA Random 42. And look up this lovely person.
I know, I recognize this person.
Okay, lately I've been she's one of the ones.
Has she been on here before, or you just talked about her?
I just talked about her.
Okay,
she wouldn't dare. She wouldn't dare come on this channel because she's one of these hardcore one-sided kinds of channels who has found their niche into. She's one of the Brie Larson conspiracy theorist ones. You know, her channel was doing good, the mediocre stuff, and then the second she did a "I hate Brie Larson" video, that's it. That's all she click video and just scroll.
Oh, yeah, I'm looking here.
You'll see what I mean. It's Star Trek, Star Wars, Brie Larson, Star Wars, Brie Larson, Star Trek, Brie Larson, Brie Larson, Brie Larson, Brie Larson.
I tell you what though, I think people would like to listen to you talk with her though. So I think it would work out.
It would be a straight up debate.
Yeah.
I sent a tweet.
Guys,
about her.
Chris likes to prove his point when we're discussing things, so I think this would be this would be an interesting. If this lady is as opinionated as he says he is, I would watch this conversation.
She's not. She's not opinionated. She's one of these I'm entitled to my facts types of person. Me and you are opinionated, but she's always right, self-righteous and always right. That's the difference. And she's one of these like these type of people that's like, we're only just talking about her behind her, these people back. We're just a small little group that grew from 5,000 subscribers to 30,000.
40, yeah, 30.
Yeah, up to 40,000 subscribers in a matter of a couple of months because you are spreading venom type of stuff. And like I said with Jason, I said this channel could do the same thing if we wanted to. If we wanted to, I could pick any actor I wanted. Chris Hemsworth. I could be hating on Chris Hemsworth all day for nothing, and we could probably have 1 million subscribers by the end of the year from the crap that I could say.
Chris is good to talk at shit talk.
At the shit talk. I could.
That's your segment, the shit talk.
And I said, like if the YouTube gods were to come down right now and say, Chris, if you turn talking through the medias into the fuck Chris Hemsworth
talking the shit.
And you would have 1 million. I'm such a fucking sellout. I'd probably do it, but I don't want to because you gotta. I don't have the energy to keep up that kind of mentality or to be that phony all the time. I just don't. But the reason why I bring that up is because I said on that video that I don't want to bring this person up anymore because it's just a waste of my time and energy.
Who the
Mecha Random 42 person? Unless the only interaction I ever had with her was when I tweeted out my question. Why does she seem so obsessed with Brie Larson? The second I tweeted that, 30 minutes later, she blocked me on Twitter.
Because I guess she didn't respond either.
Anybody who says anything negative about her, she lives in a bubble. She doesn't want any conversation that doesn't match whatever crap that she's talking.
How did you word it again?
Why is Mecha Random 42 so obsessed with Brie Larson? Isn't it? Look at her feed on her thing. Is it not a valid question? But I said I wasn't going to talk about her anymore.
There you go.
And then I got a couple of requests on the channel. say no. You need to keep talking about this because this person is blah blah blah. You know, I don't have a bad opinion about it or anything like that.
I don't have a opinion because
you haven't been watching.
You're right. So I'm neutral here. I'm
me.
listening to your observative report.
Oh yeah, well, look no further. I'll tell you what to think. No. Go for it. Look at the videos and form your own opinion.
I could just see the titles. It seems like
she's found her niche.
Well, hey,
if you like it, I love it. That's
all the success. I mean, she's getting views, guys. I mean, I certainly see she's getting views.
I had to look at the history of it. So she did a Brie Larson. I hate Brie Larson video a while ago. And it made it like it got more views than any other video that she's ever done. And then she tapered off of that for a while.
I see.
And she came right back.
She did a video on the new Terminator. Have you seen the new Terminator trailer?
Yeah, I did a reaction to it.
Okay, so I haven't seen his reaction, but the bottom line, I'll just say, I wasn't like impressed. I'm not going to say the movie's going to be bad. I hope it's really good, but the trailer, I don't know. I just don't think it's a well-cut trailer.
Yeah, tell them how long you've hated James Cameron.
I love James Cameron. I fucking loved it. And they say he produced this one.
Yeah. They also said Steven Spielberg produced that sci-fi TV series, what was that, Falling Skies.
I haven't seen that one. I know what you're talking about, but I haven't seen it. The alien one?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd like to know how much he was actually involved in that.
No, none.
Like,
can
we'll
we
give
use
you
your
$3
name?
million and we'll put your name on it.
Just put it in the producer bin. That's all. Put the check over there.
Kobe. He's just throwing that. We actually just recently, we were talking about directors, and the conversation came up of who's worth what. And of course, the big dog is, Lucas, Cameron, and Spielberg. And I was way off. I figured because we were doing the Wikipedia, all you got to do is like type in James Cameron net worth, Spielberg net worth, and I saw Cameron was worth like so it's probably 700 to 900. Let's say 700 to $1 billion. And then I was like, well, Spielberg's, because Cameron's got the biggest movies that have ever come out. So I was like, well, if Spielberg's I know he's done a lot more for a lot longer.
Yeah.
And he's a smart guy, so he's probably got a lot more. But let's just say a rough guess, 600 million.
Because your guess was we were talking about James Cameron, his net worth, right?
Originally, well, no, because we looked him up. Yeah, that's what we were talking about originally. And then it was like, wow, he's worth $700 million. Well, how much is Spielberg worth? And then in my brain, I'm like,
I knew it had to be.
I was like, I just said it's probably 400 to 600. And you pull it up, it's 3.7
like, this dude has been crushing it since the 70s.
Like,
crushing it.
And then the more you think about it, it's true. It's a slam dunk. You're like, yeah, he had blockbusters in the 70s.
In every genre.
Yeah. So
something that no other director has been able to do. Crush it, Oscar-worthy stuff, Oscar-winning stuff in multiple genres. No one does.
He will go down as and he's earned it.
If you put if you had a Mount Rushmore of directors, it starts with Spielberg. He's George Washington, in my opinion, or at least Lincoln.
As far as being able to direct stuff, I would say I would challenge you guys to point out a director that is better at his craft than Steven Spielberg in any genre. And like Chris says, he's done
multiple genres. Steven Spielberg has jumped to other directors. Steven Spielberg has jumped in your genre and crushed it.
Dude, from Sharks to Auschwitz and everything in between. And he's been, oh my God.
Only thing he's never done, which what everybody wants him to do, is a Star Wars movie. Oh my God. I feel like if he was directing, could you imagine if Steven Spielberg was directing Episode 9 that's about to come out? It'd be over. It'd be over.
That's what we ought to do, guys. Put an online petition to get Spielberg to do one of the next Star Wars movies. I mean, they're going to do a new trilogy, they said, so.
Or you can do something more productive with your time, because petitions are a waste of time. And just
if he's going to
go to his house and kidnap him and make him do it.
I would be shocked if Hollywood has not approached him.
He was involved in the first one, but him and Lucas are friends.
Yeah,
but he's been involved with the Star Wars stuff, but never like 100% directed one. Of course, they've approached him. He's probably like, dude, I got this little dinosaur project I'm working on. I ain't got fucking time for that.
It's called The Phantom Menace.
It's called The Phantom. No, that was what Lucas wanted to do. That. You know, hey, you want to look up somebody else's net worth? Since we're on the subject of like directors and how much they've been crushing it. Let me look up what's Lucas's net worth right
He's worth
now.
like $7 billion. He is worth more than any director alive.
6.1 bill.
And that is not because he is a great director. It's because that boy is a brilliant
businessman. Because he is the greatest director. He hasn't won an Oscar, right?
No. Actually,
he's a good director. It's just he's more of a brilliant mind.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's not good at making movies, but most of the time he's not the one actually making the movie. Yeah. He'll write it.
No, he's not the best director. He's a brilliant storyteller.
Yes. He comes up with great ideas. Indiana Jones, all that stuff.
75 years old, 5'6", my height, $6.1 billion. Wanted to make Jar Jar Binks the main villain, the Phantom Menace. That was supposed to be Jar Jar Binks.
God.
Like if you look at that footage, all those conversations that Anakin and Padme were having, look in the background. You can see Jar Jar Binks' mouth moving. That was supposed to be him manipulating everybody with the Force. He was supposed to be the Phantom. The
Phantom Menace.
The one pulling all the strings the whole time. And he's married to a black woman. I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. Lucas, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I could tell he was down with the swirl.
He's a brilliant businessman, and he knows just how valuable his brands are. And he does, like when he sold Star Wars to Disney, that boy made out like with LucasArts and all that, he made out like a bandit. And anytime they did any video game, he was getting paid, even if he did nothing for it. He's very good at making that money. There is nobody better in Hollywood than Lucas getting that money. He never has to do anything for the rest of his life. His kids, his grandkids, his great-great-grandkids, they're set.
6.1 billion. What's another director that we can type in?
Let me put this real quick, though, while you're typing. To put that in perspective, though, just how rich a dude like Zuckerberg is, he could buy out Lucas like 10 times, more than 10 times over. It's like, did he really earn that much money? It's like, is he worth that much more than Lucas and Spielberg and Cameron together 10 times?
Probably.
No, it is, but it's like, really, man. But sorry, guys, I'm not really into Facebook.
James Cameron. I mean, not James Cameron. I'm sorry. J.J. Abrams, net worth.
What's he worth?
120 mil. 120 mil. That's lower than I thought it would be.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
He's been crushing it, and his production company's been crushing it lately too. What's that's kind of weird that I swear I would have said over 300. I'm gonna do a guessing game.
Paul Verhoeven.
I'm
curious about Paul Verhoeven.
Paul
P-A-U-L. And then Verhoeven, I think. Paul Verhoeven.
What do you think it's at?
He hasn't been working much. I'd say no more than 50. I'd say probably anywhere between 15 and 50, probably 20 or 30.
Paul Verhoeven is a Dutch film director, screenwriter, and producer. The 75-year-old who was born in Amsterdam started his film career while serving in the Dutch Navy, for whom he produced documentaries. Paul Verhoeven has a net worth of $20 million.
So he's a brilliant filmmaker, though.
Who was the guy who did what's those movies that I love that was on Netflix? The guy who went out and did all those shootings and put that suit of armor on. What's that movie called? Was it Rampage? No, it wasn't.
Yeah, Rampage. I know you're.
What's that director's name again?
God, hold on.
That crazy fucker.
Yes, I know who you're talking about. He was like a boxer and shit. It's not coming to me. He did like he was like the guy.
While we're looking that up later, let's what's the director of the Jungle Book? We were just talking about him before we started recording. Favreau.
Yeah, Jon Favreau.
Jon Favreau. Let me look him up.
He's got to be worth almost $200 million now. If he's not,
how much?
He's got to be at least $200 million or 100.
Net worth of Jon Favreau. Let me click on celebrity net worth because I feel like it's because I'm only going as far as what Google will say at the top, and then I'm not clicking on anything. So let me see if it says anything different when I actually go into celebrity net worth. Jon Favreau.
Got to be worth at least $100 million now.
Where is it? The number was Jon Favreau has an estimated net worth of more than $60 million.
Okay. I'd say it's got to be at least $100 million. He's got to be at least $100 million.
Well, it does say more.
And if it's not,
he's invested in gold.
Dude, I'm telling you, I can almost 99.99% guarantee he got a killer deal for making The Lion King because they knew
after that
The Lion King is going to be huge. Didn't the Jungle Book like make $1 billion?
Oh yeah, it crushed. And,
yeah, so Lion King.
And once this whole Disney Plus thing goes through and all this stuff, and he's still acting, so he's not cheap.
Almost nobody. Okay, so Chris, I know I can talk to Chris about movies and filmmakers and stuff because he loves movies just like I do. So most of the time, it's very rare that we don't know who each other is talking about. 9 out of 10 people you ask say. You show them a picture of like 5 people and you say, who's Jon Favreau? Nobody knows who Jon Favreau is. I know because I've been watching him. I saw him as an actor. I guess maybe he had done some stuff, but like I remember him from like PCU with like he played a stoner in college and like now he's just killing it with the movie directing. Good for him, man.
Remember him on what was that movie he did? it was about
he did the Iron Man movies.
Yeah, he did Iron Man before that. The one the independent swingers, like
yeah, with Vince Vaughn.
Yeah, swingers and stuff like that. That's when I first saw.
He used to be a lowbrow comedy guy.
Mm-hmm. And now he's crushing it. I mean, just like what Kevin Feige said for the Marvel films. It's like, why did you get James Gunn? He's only done these little independent. Like we're looking for good storytellers. We could tell that he can tell a good story, and that it doesn't matter if you've only done little independent films. You have this ability to tell the story the way it needs to be told. And they were right. They've been picking the best directors. Who else was a good? Let me look up. What about? All right. Let's keep the test going. Quentin Tarantino net worth. What did you get?
Okay, so Tarantino is one of those. I haven't. All right, so I haven't looked this up, but I will say that from my knowledge of Tarantino movies, he's one of the guys that makes like the best conversation movies, but also his movies. Not all of them make a lot of money. I mean, they always make their money back. But I'm not going to sit here and say that Tarantino movies.
But you might as well call him the one of the kings of the cult classics.
Yes, I would say if he's more than 150 million, $200 million, I'd be surprised. So,
what is your final answer?
I would say 110, 120.
Very close. It just says as a net worth of 100 million.
Oh, okay. All right. See there.
I'm gonna call that a correct answer. You got that one right.
Because guys, not that he's not brilliant, he is, but he makes niche movies that don't make. You know what I'm saying? When was the last time I don't think he's ever made a movie that's like it made $900 million. They just don't generally do that.
He doesn't make those types of movies.
No, he doesn't. So like people saying he's worth $1 billion. No. No,
I expect even this one with that's about to come out.
That's going to be good. I like that.
He didn't do The Wolf of Wall Street. That wasn't one of his movies.
No, that was a Scorsese movie.
That's a Scorsese film. Like I would even with this cast with Brad Pitt and everybody in it. I feel like this movie is probably going to make at the top maybe 300, but it doesn't need to. The budget is low.
Yeah, it's going to be under $50 million.
Like you mean total profit?
No. What I'm saying is, I think they're probably going to spend maybe $30 to $50 million, and a lot of that's going. I think most of the budget of the whole film. I think it's going to be under 100. It's got to be under $100 million.
I'm in Hollywood, but
most of the budget, though, I think is going to go to between Tarantino.
It says it has a budget of $95 to $100 million.
Okay, yeah, all right. So
that's mostly to the actors because it's not a. So
right,
it's going to
go to Brad Pitt. It's going to go to Tarantino and a big budget because dude gets big movies. Fucking Leo gets paid now.
Yeah, your triple threat. You got your Brad Pitt, your Leonardo DiCaprio, and Margot Robbie, and you got some of the biggest stars and actors in Hollywood right now. Especially DiCaprio. I mean, that dude's crushing it right now too and producing.
You know, one of my favorite things about the Tarantino movies is he can make an entertaining movie out of 4 people sitting in a room together, and you don't even have to leave that room.
It's true. One of the messed up things about it, did you hear about how Uma Thurman said that she was upset, like she didn't want to do a bunch of these stunts that he forced her to do.
Yeah,
got
car
injured.
crash. Yeah,
got injured on that. Just recently at the Cannes Festival, I posted this on the T3 Media's Twitter. Reposted how this woman from the New York Times tried to call. You watched. They had a panel. They had Brad Pitt, Leonardo DiCaprio, Tarantino, and Margot Robbie. Sitting down talking, answering questions about the movie, and they were all having a great time for 30 minutes. She's just laughing and talking, and the very last question comes in. Well, you got a woman here like Margot Robbie, a very talented actress. She was on the Wolf of Wall Street with DiCaprio.
Love that movie.
iCarly, very, very talented actress. But you cast her in a movie where she has hardly any speaking roles. Was that done deliberately, and what do you say about that you've to have such a talented actress and don't have that much of a speaking role for her? And it immediately sucked the air out of all the fun of that whole thing. The only thing he said was, well, I reject your hypothesis. And that's all he said. He just folded his arms. That was it. He came from this type of vibe to, I reject your hypothesis. And then Margot Robbie was like, okay. So she answered the question like, look, she basically gave there are no small parts, only small actors answer. I'm a grown ass woman, and if I didn't want to take the damn part, I wouldn't have taken the part.
I'll say this: Tarantino is one of the few filmmakers that is up there with Spielberg and Cameron that have as being an actor. I'm not an actor, but this is just, I would say, almost common knowledge. If you're a working actor / actress in Hollywood, generally there's a pool of common actors where the big directors will try to pull from when they want somebody for their projects. And all of them are generally, even if you don't get the part, will be aware that Tarantino or Cameron has a project. And I'm sure that regardless of the size of the role in that movie, they are scrounging to try to get into that movie, especially if it's a Tarantino movie. Yeah. I don't think Margot Robbie had any qualms about the limited number of her lines in that movie.
In which she said she didn't. I felt like it was insulting to the fact that Quentin Tarantino is a storyteller. So it's like, even if he, while writing the movie, goes, who would be good for this role? But let's get across.
It's like, I want Margot Robbie in it.
Let's cross that bridge and get to it. But he's not gonna go. If Margot Robbie was like, hey, I don't have enough speaking roles in this. I need you to change the whole script and give me like 50% of the talking time. He's gonna go next. I mean, he's not going to change his story for one actor. I don't think he would do that for Leo. I don't think he would do that for any actor.
He doesn't have to.
He doesn't have to. Yeah. And that's not to me. That's not good storytelling. The saying goes, the actor is to serve the character, and the character serves the story.
Right.
The story. It's not the other way around.
Guys that may have. More dialogue from this one character may not have benefited the movie.
May ruin the movie. I mean, if the movie is, if there's a movie about the life and the life and the times of Sean Malloy, and it's about how you were born and raised and your whole career, and that means I'm only in that story, but like what, 5% of that story, maybe less. And then I go, the guy who's playing me, or me if I'm playing myself, I'm going, no, you know what? I need to be in like the majority of this movie about Sean. Where's my screen time? I got dreams too. Like, that doesn't make any damn sense. Like, no, we're gonna get somebody else to play Chris, like Chris Rock. I think he'll do a better job. But it was just something that just infuriated me on it, man. What about the director? You want to do one more director? Or you want to? Because I got some lined up.
Adrian Lin.
Adrian Lin. How much money are you thinking Adrian Lin?
Less than 20 million. Did Fatal Attraction and Jacob's Ladder.
Lin, L-I-N, L-E-N.
L-Y-N-N-E, I think, Adrian Lin.
There we go, L-N, yeah. Adrian Lin is at, you want to guess or you want me to tell you?
I'd say less than $20 million.
It says a net worth of $20 million. Damn, you are crushing. looking these up.
I'm not. Like, my hands are free. I'm just guessing because I know they haven't done. Okay, so I pull from movie directors of movies I love, but you just don't see like Paul Verhoeven. Most people, if they even know who he is, are gonna say RoboCop. Yeah, that's true. He's done some other movies, but
I'm about
RoboCop.
to type in Clint Eastwood. I'm
gonna guess
Clint Eastwood is at $300
to $400 million.
You're gonna say 3 to 4?
I'll say 350.
I'll say 400.
All right.
And let's see. Enter 375.
I knew it. We knew it.
Yeah. So just looking at the types of movies that he's made and how long he's been at the top of his game. He's been
killing it for so long.
I would have been surprised if he would have been anywhere less than that. Yeah, that's I'll do one more. Do we do Martin Scorsese or did we? No,
that's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. Martin Scorsese.
We've done James Cameron before. Martin Scorsese. All right,
I'd say he's.
I would say
150. I'd say $150 million.
I would say 500 million.
All right, so I say 150. You say 5.
Martin Scorsese.
You can't be much more than 2 though. But I'm not going any higher than 2.
You crushed it. 100 mil.
Okay.
I don't know why I thought. I mean, I know because his movies win so many damn Oscars. I thought maybe he was doing like a lot of.
He's like Tarantino though. His movies don't make a whole lot of money.
Yeah,
but like Tarantino, they crush it with the critics.
But I thought Martin Scorsese was more of like a Nolan type that gets like on production.
That's the last one we got to do. Christopher Nolan net worth. I bet he's greedier. I'd say. I'm just saying.
He wants to get on that. He wants to get on that Spielberg level. So put my name on everything.
Actually, I'd say let's do 2 more. Let's do Christopher Nolan and then Michael Bay because I'm curious to see just how greedy Michael Bay is. I know he's worth it. I'd say Nolan. I'd say $250-300 million, maybe.
British American film director. What do you mean British American? Is he British or is he American? He's
British, but he lives in America, I think.
So he's got a citizenship. This British American director, screenwriter, and producer has a net worth of 180.
I said 200, 250. Okay, all right.
$180. Certain knowledge. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
He still takes the bus.
All right, so
and the last one,
Michael Bay. Sign my checks. My nuts.
If it's anything like epic rap battles of history, this dude should have like
gotta be $3
trillion.
I'd say 300. I'll say 300 million.
Michael Bay's salary. Damn, that's the only one that's ever started like that. Michael Bay's net worth. Michael Bay is an American director and film producer who has a net worth of $430 million. You've got to remember that he was on that Transformers train making $1 billion.
Yeah, he was. Like, what did I say? 300
5 times in a row. Yeah, you were close. Yeah. 430 mil. I'm not surprised that he's almost at $500 million.
Almost $500,000. Michael Bay. Michael Bay. When the fuck you gonna make Bad Boys 3? That's all I gotta say.
He's already producing it. They're already filming, man. They're already doing it.
When's it coming out?
Let's see.
Are you a cop or a goddamn model?
Bad Boys 3 release says January 17th, 2020. You gonna get it?
Wait, January of 2020? Really for Bad
Boys? January 2020.
Is it still Bad Boys for Life?
That's exactly what it's called. Still, stupid ass title for the 3rd movie. It should be Bad Boys 3, and then the 4th one should be Bad Boys for Life.
Are they doing 4? They will if it makes a killing.
They said they're planning on a 3rd and a 4th one, but they're probably just gonna wait to see how the 3rd one goes.
I hope they slim Martin Lawrence down a little. Last time I saw an interview with him, that boy had looked like he'd just been eating Cheetos and not like hitting the gym.
Let me go to Martin Lawrence.
No disrespect, Martin Lawrence. I love you, man, but that role you gotta be kind of ripped for that.
I wish he could get back down to his original size, man. Because
you see his head getting a little like bigger from it.
Yeah, like I said, that's too much Hennessy. He's got that Hennessy head.
I tell you what, man. I loved. Some people were like, Bad Boys 1 was no. I thought Bad Boys 2 was better than Bad Boys 1. I loved Bad Boys 2. I
just like the fact that it was such a damn surprise. That I love a movie like to me it's like John Wick. How much John Wick was just such a out of the gate surprise. Nobody expected it to be anything, and then it just turned out to be everything. That's what Bad Boys 1 was to me. But you're right. Overall, I think quality wise, I think part 2 was kind of better. But it's just those you can quote. I can quote part one.
I can still remember the thing. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 that had that
Oh
whole
yeah,
all those Michael
that's
Bay movies. Dun, 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 dun,
and the
dun,
camera
dun.
circling around from
Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, they had
the military has to stop everything that they're doing to do them a favor to give them a ride over the city and like all those favors.
man, that's one thing Michael Bay knows how to do is make epic
explosion.
Yeah,
he's worth $430 million. So you know,
I'm Michael Bay, and this is my grill. Chink. Did you see that where he had like explosions coming out of a swimming pool? This is my TV.
I saw that.
Basically, they were making fun of the explosions. He had a button to blow up everything on his property.
Michael Bay should have that, a button to blow up everything. I think that would be the funniest thing.
Resident Michael Bay.
Oh man. Okay, so I'm gonna go down my Twitter feed. Let me go to the next topic here, man. Did you hear about this crap? This I don't know if you saw. I'm looking it up right now. So Stan Lee's ex-business manager was arrested. This was on local Channel 13 here in Houston. This is on their website that I found this. Stan Lee's ex-business manager arrested after being charged with elderly abuse.
I did hear about it. I did hear about that.
What the hell, man? What is up with this dude?
Well, I think at the end he was very frail and very fragile and maybe not completely lucid, and he was taking advantage of that probably. I would not be surprised.
But of all people, I mean,
he got greedy
all the time.
He probably got greedy.
Yeah, but
he knew he was going to die.
To do it to the dude that
should have been
everybody that's beloved and everybody's keeping an eye on. Come on,
it's dirty. It's dirty, but it's not surprising.
It says, let me scroll down here. It says, Los Angeles, a former business manager of the late Stan Lee was arrested Sunday morning in Arizona, 2 weeks after being charged in Los Angeles County with elderly abuse involving the Marvel Comics legend. Authorities said Kanye Morgan was taken into custody by detectives from Los Angeles Police Department Commercial Crime Division in the collaboration with the Phoenix and Scottsdale Police Department. The LAPD said that in a statement, Morgan is expected to appear before a judge before being extradited in California, where the warrant for his arrest is issued. The news release: Lee, the 95-year-old co-creator of
95,
such characters as Spider-Man and Iron Man, died in November. According to the investigators, Lee had been the victim of elderly abuse investigations that began in March 2018. His estate was estimated to be worth more than $50 million, with no clear protection from opportunities to.
Wait, how much?
50 million.
He was worth only $50 million.
His estate is worth 50 million. Yeah, he's only. I mean, that's probably.
He was getting screwed.
I mean, he lost. He pretty much gave control and stuff of that stuff to other people who could handle the day-to-day stuff a long time ago.
I'm sorry, guys, but in my opinion, 95-year-old Stan Lee, he got screwed somewhere down the line, because if he created all this, he's worth $50 million.
But you got to remember, Marvel Comics went bankrupt a lot back in the day. Remember in the 90s they talked about that? They were in financial trouble.
No, I didn't know that. But I don't know the comic lore like you do. But still,
that's why. But you remember when in the 90s when DC and Warner were crushing it with movies like with Batman and Superman and stuff, and everything that Marvel was trying, they were mostly doing cartoons, but everything they tried to do on this big screen was just utter garbage. So when they were going into bankruptcy, they sold off their properties a lot. Like that's when Sony got Spider-Man, Fox and stuff.
So are you saying that Stan Lee gave all of his financial control?
Like he sold the movie rights to those movie production companies, probably for way less than whatever they bought them for.
Pennies on the dollar.
Let's say they probably paid them like $50 million for Spider-Man, but all that money ain't gonna just go to Stan Lee. It's gonna cover his debts to the company, pay his employees and all that other stuff, and cover losses and stuff. So you got a movie, you got a property that's probably worth $2 to $3, maybe more $billion today, but probably I don't know how much Sony paid. I can Google it if you want to try to Google it, but I'm sure it was somewhere way under 50 or maybe under $100 million.
It just seems tragic that he lived to see 95 and he's the grandfather of all these superheroes, and then he died with only $50 million.
But I mean, but it's better than dying with nothing.
That's true.
Because from the 90s, when all this, remember, even though all those other companies had the movie rights to his stuff and whatnot. It only he still stayed the face of everything. He was the person. There's no other comic book legend out there that was that
I think he is the comic book legend.
Yeah, that's that recognizable and marketable. He was always out there and stuff, so it only helped. He stayed working, so he came from almost having nothing. I mean, he wouldn't have died.
I mean, he died wealthy.
He wouldn't have died penniless, but he definitely would not have died with 50 mil. But it's messed up though, man. A request. Let's see. Let me finish real quick. A request for a restraining order filed last year by Lee's daughter alleged Morgan was manipulating the mentally declining Lee, preventing him from seeing family and friends and trying to take control of his money. I bet this fucker was like a fan, like a huge X-Men pajamas fan of Stan Lee, and definitely wanted to like be Stan Lee, like make love or something to him or something like that. You know? On May 10th, Los Angeles County prosecutors filed felony charges against Morgan, including theft, embezzlement, forgery, or fraud.
Forgery. So yeah, he was like, sign this for me, Stan. Don't worry, it's something important. Sign this.
And false imprisonment of an elder adult. He was also charged with 1 count of misdemeanor elder abuse. He was being held Saturday in lieu of a $300,000 bail. The Walt Disney Company is the parent company of Marvel Entertainment at this station. That's where you messed up, that false imprisonment crap, because like, dude, Stan's got work to do. Like, we are putting him in these cameos and stuff. So like, I'm sure people are like, well, where the hell is he? I'm like, who the hell are you to tell me that he can't do this?
You know, that may have what stirred up the whole investigation. Like, was Stan supposed to be, he can't show up. Well, why can't he tell me that? Well, he's
mentally declining. Okay, so but who are you? You know, right. It's like, I'm his assistant. Like, well, why are you wearing his robe?
Right.
I'm sure it was something stupid that got him caught. But dude, that's sad, dude. My kid, I've never met Stan Lee. That's one of the things I would have loved to have been able to go to a comic book convention and meet that man.
Meet Stan the man.
Stan the man. My kids. There's 2 people in the world who've died before. The one person that died before they were even born. That's Michael Jackson. One man has died after they were born. That's Stan Lee. And if these 2 individuals were alive today and like walked down the hall, they would recognize. My kids recognize Stan Lee now because of these movies, and every time
it's Stan Lee. Everybody
always. My kids stop. They're 8, 6, and 5, and every time Stan Lee appears in these cameos, they always stop. It's Stan Lee. Even in Teen Titans Go to the Movies, Stan Lee made a cameo. I don't care if this is a DC movie. I love cameos, damn it. That was the funniest cameo. That to me is my favorite cameo, is when he cameoed in a DC movie. He's like, they were like, hey, Stan Lee here. You ever seen Teen Titans Go?
I've heard you and another friend of ours, Joe
talking about, when he said he's like, Stan Lee here with another subtle cameo. He's all in the background, like waving the camera down with a subtle cameo. And this guy and his assistant, it was probably this fucker was probably the guy whispering in his ear, like, whoa, this is a DC movie. I got to get out of here. And he runs off. To me, that's my favorite. That's not the best one, but it's just the way they did it. I never thought they would do that. But that wasn't his last cameo. They made the one that he did for Endgame his official.
He was in a car.
Last one, right? Yeah, he was in a car. Make love, not war. He was a hippie. I wish it would have been something more than that, but that's what they wanted for that. And they say that there is a cameo that he actually did for Spider-Man: Far From Home, but they asked Sony to scrap it to make Endgame his official last cameo. So.
I wonder why.
Because they wanted Endgame because Marvel because it would mean because as technically, even though he's more associated with Spider-Man is still technically owned by Sony. The rights to Spider-Man is owned by Sony, so it would feel that Sony controlled the last thing that everybody would see he was doing.
I'm sure they'll keep the footage and somebody will see
footage. They might release it like a deleted thing, but
on the DVD,
technically on the big screen, a Marvel controlled and operate. Even though he doesn't own Marvel when he died, Disney owns it. Still, it was still technically family, the home where Stan Lee lived. That controlled his last official theater cameo.
So if Stan Lee, Godfather of Marvel, is worth $50 million, I wonder what Kevin Feige is worth.
People are saying that when he retires from when he leaves Marvel Studios, that everybody's gunning for him, like Warner Brothers and all these people to try to gun him for him to do for Marvel Studios what he did for do that for other people. Let's make this the last one. Kevin, what was it? Kevin Feige, right?
Yeah, Kevin Feige. I'd say $100 million, maybe not even that, maybe 50.
Yeah, you were closer with the other one. Yeah, it says combined worldwide box office. Oh my God! I was about to read $25 billion.
Yeah,
that's what the movies have grossed worldwide. Kevin Feige net worth. That's not here. Hold on. Celebrity net worth. Let me just click onto it. 150 mil.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, he's good at his money because he's not even making those movies. He's just doing business decisions for them. So yeah, he's working a good deal out for himself.
He's the mastermind behind he created the MCU, the Marvel Cinematic Universe. That's his baby. He is the president and always has been. Well, since Iron Man, the president of Marvel Studios. There's Marvel Comics, there's Marvel Animation, there's Marvel Studios. He is the producer of Marvel Studios.
And if you don't mind, I would like to get just a minute to get your opinion on the DC project coming up, and I know you know which one I'm talking about. It's coming out in October. I have high hopes for this new Joker movie, and I've talked to some of our mutual friends, and some of them are like really excited. Other ones are like, "Oh, he's gonna just ruin this," and I'm like, I don't understand why anybody would look at this and say he's gonna ruin it.
I mean it's a standalone Elseworld kind of a Joker. It doesn't. While everybody's all worried about everything has to be a cinematic universe, a connected this and that and the other. No, it doesn't. This is gonna be an arts. It's gonna be.
It's gonna be artsy. I think it is gonna be artsy.
It's gonna be dramatic. It's gonna tug at a lot of strings, and it's gonna have the Joker in it, man. That's what's so awesome about this.
I am really excited about this. I am really excited. I have no doubt that this movie will absolutely slay at the box office the first weekend. Depending on critic reviews, we may have like a huge movie, but no matter what, the first weekend is going to make the budget back and then some, because they're going the smart route and only putting like $40 or $50 million into this movie.
Yeah,
I think it's smart. I am all for this movie. I love Joaquin Phoenix. People are like, "Oh, he's done the right." Bullshit. For me, when I saw this trailer, and before I saw this trailer, even when I heard that they picked Joaquin Phoenix, the initial was we're going to go with Leonardo DiCaprio, and I was like, "Oh, fuck yeah, that's going to be awesome." But then they're like, "No, it's Joaquin Phoenix." I'm still like, "Oh, fuck yeah, that's going to be awesome." Either way, I love Joaquin Phoenix. I think he's a phenomenal actor. He's very particular about the movies he makes. And
that's why he doesn't do like franchises. I got to give him props for that. In a world where people are like backdooring big truckloads of money to people like the woman who created like Harry Potter and stuff like that, and Robert Downey Jr. and stuff. There's boatloads of, we'll give you 5% of the profit. You'll make $1 trillion. Joaquin Phoenix like, fuck that. I'm not doing a fucking franchise. You're not gonna enslave me in the. He's sticking to his so far, man. He turned down Doctor Strange.
Turned down the sequel too.
He's turned down a lot of franchise stuff. He does not want to do it. He doesn't want to be a part of the big machine thing, whatnot. And you know what? If he ever changes his mind, if there's ever a character out there that ever changes his mind, I can't even imagine what it is. If the Joker couldn't convince him to do it, if the MCU, who's on top of the game right now, couldn't convince him to do it, I don't know what could. It's probably going to be some kind of out of nowhere shit. Maybe he'll become Professor X. Who knows? But did you just raise your eyebrows like?
No, I'm just like, he's an actor's actor. You put him in any role, and when you say that, I'm like envisioning Joaquin Phoenix as. I'm not saying where he should do that, but he's one of those guys that like, okay, all right. So guys, movie guys, Daniel Day-Lewis. I don't give a shit what role you give him. Just say who's the guy. It's Daniel Day-Lewis. All right. I'm good. Let's just watch. Let's just see what happens.
But the movie is about a Hispanic woman that no Daniel Day-Lewis.
It's Daniel Day-Lewis. I don't give a shit. Just give him the script.
And it's about an alien from outer space. Daniel Day-Lewis. It doesn't matter. Yeah, I mean he's one of those actors. Joaquin Phoenix is one of those actors. So I give it to him. I don't know if he'll ever change his mind on the franchise thing, but I know one thing: he's gonna give all he's got into this Joker role.
Can you imagine if they gave Daniel Day-Lewis the Joker role?
I think he'd be in jail because he's that method actor.
My God.
You think Jared Leto sending a dead rat was
people are looking at the screen like they got Daniel Day-Lewis? It's the Joker?
I like the way you leaned into the screen.
Yeah, it's like
they got Daniel Day-Lewis.
He's retired now. He is officially retired. He says he's not doing any more movies. He's done. He is the only living person to ever win that many Academy Awards. I think he holds the record, posthumous and non-posthumous, for the most Academy Award winning for Best Actor or Supporting Actor ever.
I think Tom Hanks has just as many nominations though, right?
Maybe nominations, but he holds the record. I'll have to double check this, but I did look it up at one point. He holds the records for one. Like how many actually won?
One, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like he holds more Oscars than anybody, I think.
Oh man, let me move on to something else. There's something else I got queued up, and feel free, man. You got anything that you've been looking up or any stories that you want to run by me? Anything that pops in your head, just do it. I got something else queued up. So
throw away, go for it.
Explain himself. So there was this journalist that people were like going crazy on. So this woman named Georgina Laud, and I forgot who she writes for. I'll look it up later. She writes this. No, I think she's like some independent, some British journalist, and she writes an article that infuriates a lot of women recently.
It's a woman that pisses off women?
No, she doesn't do it on purpose, but she did it inadvertently. So this is how she did it. She writes an article, and it says Michael Fassbender's wife meet the Swedish bombshell who married an X-Men star. And the question that she says is like, Michael Fassbender sits down. I like Michael Fassbender would be sitting down with Graham Norton tonight to discuss his new film Dark Phoenix, but who is his wife, Alicia Vikander?
She's a Tomb Raider.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And everybody went fucking nuts when he's like, I was like, wait, did you just call her Michael Fassbender's wife, and who is she? And like all this.
As soon as you said the name, I know who the fuck she was. Like, that's Tomb Raider.
I mean, at the very least, even if you only watch action movies, like
or Ex
Machina. Laura Croft? You mean Ex Machina? You mean Oscar? You mean the recent, very recent Oscar winner lady? Who is?
She got an Oscar?
She got an Oscar for I forgot what the other movie that was. It was bright. I think it came out the same year as Ex Machina. I forgot what it was called, but she's an Oscar winner.
I loved her in Ex Machina.
Like this,
she's phenomenal.
I tried to give her the benefit of that on Twitter because a bunch of people that I follow was like going crazy, but this is some bullshit. I can't believe she said it like that, insulting her like that. She's not just somebody's wife. She's her own person. And I'm like, could you give her the benefit of that? I mean, like we live in a world where people are going to be more recognizable by the fact that they
name people recognize Fassbender.
Franchises nowadays, shit blowing up on screens and stuff, and then Oscar winners usually are like less recognized and stuff like that. And
because the movies don't usually make as much money, but they review better.
And then I forgot what her answer to that was. It was like, no, because like I forgot her response to it, and I was like, all right, well, fair enough. I'll give you that because when I went back and read it, I said, well, did she really frame it like that?
Wait, so I understand clearly, a woman was offended because somebody was
interviewed. Thousands of women are mad.
So they're mad because the person, I guess, referred to her as Michael Fassbender's wife.
And then because I asked her, I said maybe she did just do that as like a a way to I was thinking maybe she worded it like that to get you to be like, she's not just Michael Fassbender's wife. And then then I read it and they corrected me. Like they were like, no, Chris. The way she wrote the article, this woman did not know a damn thing about Alicia at all.
I didn't know those two were married.
I didn't know they were married either. But I knew
lucky guy.
who she was. At least I knew who she was. And the way the article was written as this movie fan who obviously loves Michael Fassbender, knows a lot about Michael Fassbender,
the journalist,
but wrote I would probably call her a blogger at best.
But she didn't know Vikander.
Oh shit about Alicia Vikander, and but at the worst part about it, this is what would probably piss a lot of people off, especially journalists. She didn't even take the time to at least do a quick Google search of who
she was. Yeah,
a recent film, and if she would have just gone back 2 or 3 films, she would have found Oscar.
Oh, damn! This is Laura Croft.
Laura Croft, didn't she win a damn Oscar? Yeah, she was crushing it in the independent film.
Yeah,
she didn't click a few clicks to the left to see that this woman just recently won an Oscar, not even that long ago. And then the whole article was and then when it was explained to me, it was explained that the whole article read as if she was this nobody, hasn't done shit, kind of as if Michael Fassbender just married a cashier or something, like somewhere, no offense to cashier, like a non-Hollywood type person or a struggling actor kind of person. That's the kind of the way, like that's the way it was, and that's what made people go ballistic on it. So it was just something funny that I
actually wanted them to do a sequel for
I heard that they are of Ex Machina.
Yeah, because you remember the way they ended it is she escapes the lab because she's a robot. She traps the guy in there, and then she actually leaves on the helicopter and ends up like in New York City.
She's probably like the head of a Fortune 500.
Right, but I'm curious, what do they do with her after that? I'm not saying it would be a well-received movie, but I am curious where the story would go from there.
She breaks the law, refuses to be arrested and fingerprinted. It's like killing cops.
They do some dumb shit like, she creates Skynet. Like you never do some dumb shit like that.
Exactly. Poe Dameron, that's the guy the guy from that was in Star Wars. I forgot his name. Right, he's in everything. The guy he's one of the best actors that's out there right now. He played Apocalypse. He plays Poe Dameron.
Oh yeah, the one he was in The Most Violent Year.
He was the guy who created her in that movie, right? Next month.
Yes. Yeah, he was in that. Yeah.
I'm so bad with names sometimes, but that dude, man, that dude.
His face is so recognizable now, but people, and even me, I didn't know his name, but as soon as you started naming roles, I know exactly who you're talking about.
He's got one of those faces, man. And I think they did approve that that they are gonna push for a Lara Croft 2, a Tomb Raider 2.
I'm sure it made $200 million.
Yeah, I think it broke even. I think it just broke even, but it's a squeaker. So.
I am still hoping and praying that we get RoboCop Returns, guys. I am every day. I'm Googling it for an update. The last update we had was a couple months ago with two revelations. One, that it is still ongoing. It's still supposed to happen. And 2, the idea that Peter Weller refused to do it from the word of mouth of Peter Weller himself. And I quote, he said, "That's bullshit. I didn't turn that role down." He said that. He says, whoever told you that is bullshit.
I am not turning that money down. Roll down.
The motherfucker did a KFC commercial as RoboCop. All right.
Sean, this is Sean's theory. If Sean was in college right now, this would be his thesis, man. He'd be like, "This is like bullshit. RoboCop forever." This is what Sean lives for. James Cameron, RoboCop.
That's right.
Then Scorsese, and Christopher Nolan. Oh man!
And for somebody to make a biopic about Pantera, I would watch the shit out of that. They're doing Rocket Man and fucking what's the dude Walk the Line guy?
Yeah, the director of the we were just talking about
Johnny Cash, Freddie Mercury.
I thought you were talking about Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah, they're all doing the biopics, man. And this story, for those of you who follow music, is tragic.
Yeah.
So I'd watch the shit out of that.
You watched the finale of Game of Thrones, right?
Yes, we can talk about that.
You saw that? Did you watch? I didn't see the documentary though that came after.
I've seen about half of the documentary now.
but there's a clip from the documentary circulating around when it says Kit Harington's reaction when he learned that.
Yeah, when they do the read through at the
Yeah,
table.
when you read through at the table, yeah, his reaction. I saw that clip. I was like, damn.
Yeah, he's just
really got emotional.
You can hear him go, because they're literally, and it's funny because they show you what they do. They hand them out, and then when they're done with them, they shred them and destroy them. So basically, you get a little preview, and then they shoot. But yeah, there's a right next to that part in the documentary, they show the Lord of Whispers or whatever, the bald guy.
Yeah.
They show him reading about, and Emilia Clarke is sitting next to him saying, all right, well, you've betrayed me, and now you must die, Dracarys. And he's just like, I know. And literally the dude takes the script and just like tosses it and lays back just like, motherfucker, they're killing my character off. And you can see Emilia just like, sorry. Dracarys.
It was the last season. Some people got to go.
I know.
But
he was generally pissed. Like he just threw it down.
That reaction was priceless, man. I mean, you could tell like you think these fans get into it. Like people forget. Like these actors, it probably takes a toll on them too. Like
there goes my fucking job. That's what it is. You getting fired, basically.
What writer did you piss off, right? But no, man, it was the last. But for Kit Harington. But did you hear about what happened with Kit Harington recently? He just got checked into rehab. Recently, according to some.
No, I didn't hear that.
Like let me Google it right now.
I'll tell you this before hearing the details while you're looking. I even just as a fan, I feel like a smidge depressed knowing that this show is gone from my life now. Like I really liked this show, and I really didn't want to see it end. I know it has to end, but like. Well, I started watching that for you guys who are watching this. There's an 1.5-hour documentary included in the season 8 where you can watch the behind the scenes where they shoot. It's really depressing while you're watching this because it's over, and you can see that the cast are like so close together as friends, and like they do the read throughs for the seasons, and then it shows you stuff from like back in the day and how young everybody looked, and you have to really kind of step back and say, wow. This show has been on for almost 10 years.
And his wife that was on the show, and I loved her character, the wildling. When they were together, I loved her and him together. And then they got married. And when they got married in real life, I was like, all right, good. Makes sense. Man. That makes sense. She was fine.
She was wow. I was an Irish girl, the red hair and all that. Yeah.
But it says Game of Thrones star Kit Harington secretly checked into a luxury rehab for stress and alcohol use ahead of the show's ending, which really hit him hard. So I guess they're saying that reaction was that was some real shit. So they said he's stressed. I mean, because they had to. This was months ago, like last year sometime. They had to hold these secrets for all that time.
You know how many of his friends were like, dude, just tell me. I swear. I will not tell you. And they're like, oh, hey, Kit, you want another drink? Would you like another drink? They're hoping to get him drunk enough to like spill the fucking beans.
That's a lot of stress and pressure on him, man. And so it's an exhausted Harington, 32, who played Jon Snow on the hit HBO series for 8 years, has been at a luxury Connecticut health retreat, pre-Swiss for nearly a month, arriving weeks before the show's finale. On May 19th, Page Six has learned the British actor has been undergoing psychological coaching, practicing mindful meditation and cognitive behavioral therapy to combat stress and deal with negative emotions at the facility, which cost over $120,000 a month. Oof. His actress wife, Rose Leslie, 32, whom he met on the set of Game of Thrones and played Jon Snow's wildling companion, is being extremely supportive, we're told. I mean, what else are you gonna say? Like, fuck that, I'm divorced.
If you can step back and put yourself in their shoes, this is all they've done for the last 10 years. Now their job is over. They know, and you can say this to somebody that's not true. I'm telling you right now, none of these people will ever be involved in anything that is remotely this huge. This is like a worldwide phenomenon.
Danny, while the show was running, was in a couple of movies. She was in Genesis and Terminator and stuff like that. All of her movies, there's only
one Khaleesi.
But they didn't. None of these movies that she's done has hit that.
I stand by my statement. None of them will be ever again involved in something that's as big as Game of Thrones.
He did that Pompeii movie that also was.
Never saw that.
But all the other actors, what's his name? Targaryen. What's his name?
Tyrion.
Tyrion. Yeah.
He makes a lot of like indie movies and stuff.
Yeah.
And
He has a successful acting
voiceovers. He'll stay working. I have no doubt that this has created the career for most of the cast, I would say.
Yeah.
But I still stand by my statement. They will never be involved in something this big again.
What's her name that plays I think the person that would have the most successful career is what's her name from Dark Phoenix?
Yeah.
Oh, she's hilarious, by the way, on Twitter. Did I tell you that joke that she said when the other little sister, the other not Snow,
this other Stark,
when she lost her virginity, and then she said on Twitter,
no,
looks like because it was around Easter time when that episode aired. Looks like the Easter Bunny went hopping along to get that pussy. It's funny. So she had the X-Men franchise, so she was successful in that.
Well,
made money.
We talked about this. Apparently, those two, the two Stark sisters, in real life,
are best friends.
Yeah, and they were like this, and they were very isolated from the rest of the cast. Apparently, that they stuck together, and that was what they did.
I mean, so her film career, as far as the X-Men franchise was successful, those movies were successful, and then doing a fourth one is the last one. But after that, so
I think they're going to miss this. I guarantee they're all going to be depressed and miss this.
I think. Oh yeah, of course. But I mean, after 8 years, it's time to.
I'm going to miss this shit. I don't care if it's 8 or 10 years. I'm already missing, and I'm like, that's it. I know
the girl who plays the younger sister. She was in that X-Men movie, New Mutants, the one that still hasn't been released.
Really?
Yeah, and she was in that movie back when she looked completely young. Like
wait. Just so you say there's another X-Men movie that has not been released?
It's called New Mutants. It's based on another comic book called New Mutants.
Why haven't they released it?
Look at the trailer. I mean, it's like it's done in the style of like a horror. I think they're trapped in an insane asylum. A couple of mutants that are trapped in an insane asylum, and it's supposed to be like a horror. They said that the test shots that have been done for it were like totally negative. Like this is
they shelved that shit. They're like, yeah,
they've pushed the release date like 3 times. This movie was supposed to come out. The last time they pushed it, it was supposed to come out this past February. They pushed it again to November, then pushed it again to the year. They've been pushing and pushing and pushing. I'm thinking it's going to come out. No, I think if it doesn't come out to theaters, it's going to come out on Disney Plus.
Put it on Netflix, shit.
Well, no, not Netflix. Disney owns it now. Fox.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're right.
But yeah, she doesn't even look like that anymore. This is how she looked back when Game of Thrones first was started, when she was like a baby face type of person. So none of the actors in that movie even look the same now. But I mean, who knows what's gonna happen? What else is going on? I think that was most of the stuff that I want to definitely bring to your attention. I know. Right now, Joe is hitting us up, so we should
PUBG.
I'll be on some PUBG. So yeah, man, I guess we can end it off on that, man. So episode 100. 100. So hey, all the guys that's out there that's been supporting the channel, appreciate you, man. Like I said, I always send some more because we like to answer. I like to answer these viewer questions too, and we like to get those. So questions, comments, concerns, like that. Sean always says, put it in the box, but address it for as an actual question on any topic. If it's one of these that we've been talking about or anything at all, well, because I want to add it to the We Got Your Mail segment. So let's start talking about whatever you guys want to talk about. So just contribute. Yeah, we're going to turn it to the RoboCop, the Kresnik on PUBG. Kresnik. And hey, we're gonna do a review for Ma this week. Check that out because we're gonna be screening that.
If you're in the Houston area tomorrow on the 29th, was it like 7 o'clock, 7:30?
Mm-hmm.
Edwards Greenway Grand Palace tomorrow the 29th in Houston downtown. Screening for Ma. T3 Medias will be there. I'm
gonna repost that on Facebook and all the other social sites. So yeah, we're expecting that to be already packed and everything. So I can't wait to see that movie. Anything else you want to let us know what's going on?
Not till next time, man. Keep watching the movies, playing the games, killing news.
Peace.